Mike's working. Testing, testing. What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36. This is Big Games BS. Part of Den Media Group, presented by Alpha Male Jacks. We'll get Alpha Male Jacks in a minute. But the tagline is a lot of us males and a lot of us people in general. We're about to change the name to Alpha Clinics here. I'm in a second, but definitely real hormonal. A lot of people need to get their hormone levels checked. A lot of things can be fixed with a lot of things in life can be fixed with a haircut and getting your hormone levels checked. And some of you guys don't have either. So if you get your beard taped up and you get all the other stuff happening, um, you need to know. That's what's going on inside the crib. But normally inside the world's greatest cigar lounge, Goodfellas. We're not there obviously today. What the hell is going on? Oh, there we go. String was wilding. Inside, I was there all weekend though. Shout out to my boy Benji Brown. Benji Brown, try to get him on the show. We're gonna do a little inside drills. Everybody's been loving the content, I guess, especially the me and Lorenzo Booker. People keep begging me for me to go do my boy. I was trying not to blow, I was trying not to. What is it? The phrase is blow your wad. I was trying not to blow my wad too early. Peter Warwick is a good friend of mine. I wanted to wait a little bit, get more people used to the Dope Boys, chop it up thing before I go bring in a superstar like him. Technically, I want to make sure you're a fucking member, like make you pay for that. But we may get him, or I might get Snoop or somebody like that real quick. But I'm still trying to figure out who that next person to have that candid interview or dialogue with is going to be. So in the comments, you guys can leave who you would like to see next, or hit me up on social media. Tell me what you think about things like that. But we will have another one sometime next week. It won't be this week. It will be next week. I would have to pull some major strings to get Dalvin Cook, Mike Hall. Man, Eric said he listened to the whole interview on his drive to Orlando. That's kind of what those are for. I'm working on getting it chopped up into. I'm gonna probably end up chopping it up into 4 parts, so that's easier to digest or whatever. That probably will be the next phase of it. Is that we go straight up DJ Vlad style, do the interview however long it takes live for all members, and then chop it up and release it bit by bit to non-members. So but it was really, really good. A lot of gems in there for life. Quick marketing point, because they're family. They're not giving me anything. I think this shirt's pretty cool. I like the lemon lime one, the Sprite one. But my 2 cousins, Prophet and Man, have a line called I'm Just Him. 2 young entrepreneurs. They got that stuff. We went out there, hooked them up. My mom was hanging out with my aunt. They had to go down and they had a Soror pass there in their Alpha Kappa Alpha. But they had that. That's their thing. So I'm supporting it. I don't know if there's a website or not. But anyways, we'll have the information if you're interested in buying a shirt. They don't have big boy sizes right now, though, which is unfortunate. So I can't get one, but everybody else has one except for me, which, now that I think about it, it's terrible marketing on their part. I got to talk to them about that. Like, you want me in the damn T-shirt. And it's too cold for me to just rock T-shirts like that. Even though I do a show indoors, I like sweatshirts. So we need to get me a sweatshirt. That's what we need. But I'll probably do another one for them. What better way to support family than that? Which is something that I think everybody in 2024, we got to do a better job of supporting those that you consider family, and like really supporting them. Like, pay full price for their stuff. Like, don't always look for the hookup unless they give you the hookup. Show up on fucking time for things. Like, do stuff. In 2024, what I'm doing is just gradually moving on from people and wishing them well as they flourish. But we got to raise that level of accountability and stepping our game up. And if I can't rely on you, then it's no love lost. I just can't fucking rely on you. But here's one way, bro. I don't know what the fuck is up with them hats, dog. Like the guy, my hat guy don't want to make no money, so I got to go find a new hat guy. So I'm bad because again, like I tell people, I like to. My man, somebody asked what's up with the MFTK apparel. I like dealing with the same people. I'm just gonna have to run up on somebody. But I don't know what's up with the hats. I asked for them in October, asked for a quote. Normally how I used to be is I asked for it, and then it come, and then now the motherfucker just got ghost. And I don't understand what the issue is, but yeah, I dealt with him for some years on a lot of shit. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. What the fuck's going on with my phone? But we'll get that. And then also all my all-in, here's what, all-in members who are listening right now. And I will put out a message directly to you guys on socials. I need your addresses. I need you to DM me your address if you're an all-in member, and I want to send you something for being an all-in member to start off 2020 but not just to start off, but you've been an all-in member for quite some time. So I would like to send you something showing my appreciation for that. Get that. Yeah. So send me your send me your information. But is that the new one?
That was the old one.
Okay. Okay. And so, but to start off everything, we're on the road to riches and diamond rings. Real people do real things. Trying to get to 10,000 subs. That is the goal by the end of the year. In order to get to 10,000, we have to get to 5,000 first. You guys know how we do with the once we get to 5,000, we'll give away a $500 gift. Then we will give away another gift for the amount of likes that we have on the show at the time of at the time of the giveaway. That good and popping. Right now we're at good numbers for the opening week of the year. We had 180 subscribers to start off the first week of the new year. We'll keep on that pace. That's 360, 720. That means we'll have the next giveaway sometime around not Thanksgiving, VD. So you'll be able to get your girl or your guy a good VD gift. If we keep going down the same trajectory, our memberships are steadily, we're at 106 members. Shout out to our members. Keep growing that, man. I appreciate that. We want to keep growing that membership total. Hopefully we have, maybe we can have a, 10%. That would be awesome if we had 10% of my channel were members. So if we had 10,000 subs and 1,000 members, man, we might do something crazy. What I'm thinking about doing though is, and we can track it. So like right now, I'm about to look at this right now. So like my guy, Monterey, he just rejoined, and he's been a den mate for 2 months. So we can see how long you've been one. So what I'm thinking is, if you're a member, 3-6 Mafia level or higher, don't even worry about spring game ticket. Your ass need to worry about spring game tickets. Don't worry about spring game tailgate tickets to the FSU tailgate. I got you for the spring game tailgate. If you're an all-in member from here on out, not only do I have you for that, I got you for the I have Champions Club tickets for you if you're an all-in member to the spring game, and you'll have spring game tailgate seats. So just letting people know that's the announcement. So more perks to becoming a member, but you got to be January, February, March. So that means you got to be current. So that means you got to have 3 to 4 months of membership dues paid to be able to do that. So again, if you're all in, I got your spring game tailgate, and I got your champion, and I'm gonna make sure you get in the Champions Club. If you are if you're 3-6 Mafia or higher, that covers your tailgate ticket will be covered. So so We got that going. What other announcements? A couple announcements we got. Is that today's show? I already talked about that. Damn, what was the first thing I put up there? Oh yeah. What's the question of the day? You know how to show that. The question of the day I'll put here, and I put it on Twitter. It was a pretty good one. Just curious, what would you rather have leaked? If somebody hacked into your phone and leaked something, what would you rather have leaked? Your browser history or your photo gallery? I ain't really worried about my browser history, but like the photo gallery, because of some of my group chats being in WhatsApp, and like WhatsApp automatically downloads shit to your photo gallery. Yeah, for you to watch it, for you to look at it. And like I got some friends that they gotta die with their phones. Like their phones like somebody has to be automatically like refresh in charge of refreshing. So, but yeah, just curious if you what if you want to answer that question, put that in the chat. Would love to hear your response on that. A couple of things as we get into our alpha male moment here. It's a very interesting thing here. If you have children, probably here in the next 5 minutes, just turn their head a little bit from the conversations and what we got going. But let me see what you got here, Miles. Don't need that. Yeah, this right here. We always talk about men, and I think really one of the things we got to get we're working on toward our women's side of alpha clinics, and I want y'all to be as confident as you could possibly be. I want y'all to win. I love women. I love all of this stuff right here that y'all got going on. But the problem is, y'all been lied to your entire life. Like churches lied to you, media's lied to you, everybody's lied to you. They talk to you about your intuition, and sometimes your intuition might be indigestion, and it might just be your hormone levels. And we want to make sure you ladies are getting your hormone levels checked, and make sure you're not being irrational and doing illogical or irrational shit. And what does this mean, James? What this means is y'all go do all this shit like this. Can we blow this picture up a little bit more, Miles, so that the people watching on their phones and whatnot can be able to see this? So what we have here is a man who's allegedly been caught. She has no real proof. She has text messages, and those are words. Can mean anything. That's first and foremost. You're clearly skilled. You should be an investigator. Secondly, I want ladies to realize that it's in the man's DNA, not to necessarily cheat or do any of those things. That's not what I'm saying. To understand what this read tells us. What this read tells us is that you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You are entirely too vested. What you did was you had a feeling because you weren't feeling confident. Your hormone levels dropped. You didn't feel as you felt like you might have been a little sandpaperish down there. You weren't as moist as you used to be. Your skills were lacking. And he could not be possibly into you as much as you felt like he used to. So you have to find a reason outside of yourself for him to not be interested. So you go and do all of this work, and I guarantee you this much. All the work it took to acquire all of this evidence, had you taken that energy and applied it to him, none of those messages would have happened. That's me just telling, that's not excusing the behavior. That's just me telling you as a big brother, I want better for you. So how we get better? Semaglutide can help you lose a little bit of weight. We have if you're feeling like you're there's things that we can do to make sure we get your estrogen flowing a little bit more. Hormone replacement therapy is not just for men. It's just marketed to men because men tend to have more physical size issues that are more visible to us, whereas women's are a little bit more internal and we cannot see those things. Sisters, I want better for you. This is one aspect of it. Now there's the other aspect of it that is pure, which is probably this same lady, just on a different level. It's the denial or the total not understanding of what it is that you actually are or where you fall into a certain group. It's the lady with the cornrows. Yeah, right here. So like, and before I get into this, and fellas, back me up, if you will. We've all been this fella, this guy. Now, this lady was getting cheated on. But her, if you listen to this song and her motions and her mannerisms, you'll understand why she's getting cheated on. We can't tell you the truth. Like, no man has ever told her that her box was whack. And she didn't know that, so she couldn't get better, because when we try to tell you the truth, there's a lot of things that women do as opposed to accepting it and working on it. You'll deny, and when deny doesn't work, you'll cry. And what we need, though, is there's help for that. So play this right here. This lady was completely lost, and we'll just watch the ladies. I want you to. I'm showing you through film like we do with football study. This is what we need to do, is like breakdown. Watch the man's reactions, and he'll tell you, man, we've all been here before.
Put it on to make him want to marry me. I put it on to make him want to marry me. I put it on to make him want to marry me.
She's very confident in her.
Talk. You know how many girls can relate to this? Want to get
She is of the impression, again, the world has lied to you that it's all good, and it's not all good. And really, a lot of us are just creatures of habit, and we want consistency. It's not really that good.
I don't think,
like, it's hard to tell you that because you don't want to hear that. But you know, and yeah. So my man was stuck, and she's probably got some other good qualities. He's probably a solid dude, and he doesn't know how to tell her. And she's giving him some weak stuff, and she doesn't want to go to alpha clinics. She doesn't want to accept the fact that she should just, because it says male in it, that she should just click alphamalejacks.com, and there's help for her as well.
Controversial opinion. I don't think there are women, or I haven't met women athletic enough to be singing that with that kind of confidence. Like, it's good, but you're not that much better than the person next to you because you don't do anything. I do it.
Okay, so we're starting off Monday show like
this. I do the stuff.
Pretty women are typically the worst in bed.
Yeah. There we go.
Here's what I mean by that. They're starfish. They have been courted their entire life, and they have been put on a pedestal. What I found, and what I try to keep telling, because women always say, how could you leave me for her? Look at her. One, watch your tone. Everybody's not a 10. And you probably aren't what you think. Exactly. I just put something on Twitter, and my boy Jehovah put up. He said, women say men will sleep with anything, not realizing that they're anything. But it's that 6 or that 7, man. The things that they're willing to do. Like, it's, again, sometimes it's what that person, like, women love to say, like, oh, well, she made you feel good. Like, for creatures who move on feeling, they never want to accept the fact that, you know what, maybe I should make this motherfucker feel good, and I'll get everything that I want.
I like when a girl says, I want to F you back. Like, she wants to put in the work too. She feels bad that she's not.
We'll get into sports here in a second, but I'm just giving you guys some life. The real talk, if she's over 30 years old and she don't know how to make herself,
right,
then
come on, man.
That bitch basic. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I had a, like, you're supposed to be able to make me, like, you don't know what to do to yourself at this ripe old age. That's your fault, man. That's like me expecting, like, if you're like, this is the big leagues, baby. We in the NFL now. If you don't know how, if a running back don't know how to run in the NFL, then I don't know what to tell you. You shouldn't be here. And you over here want to, yeah. I'm just saying, man, like, you know, plus statistically speaking, everybody ain't good.
Right.
All right, everybody's not good. But again, look at that man. Ladies, context clues. That man's face is like, you sure? Y'all quick to tell us about how small or how much we ain't packing, when the reality is your vagina is 4 inches. 4 inches. That's not me making up anything. That is science, lady. Anything more than that is literally about to damage your cervix. Like you don't need all of that. Actually, you only need 2 inches to be able to hit the spot. Scientifically speaking, hell, your throat ain't even that deep. Now, some of y'all, I don't know how y'all fit it all in there, but I think some of y'all also don't understand. We don't understand size or distance. But but I'm just statistically speaking. But the point is that look at how confident she'll play the rest of it because she's not done. She's so into herself that she doesn't even recognize that her mate is uncomfortable.
Married who is married and know they put it on them and now to make them want to marry
That man was just
me.
like,
Yeah, you know it.
oof.
Come on, boy, you know you wanna put a ring on my finger. This loving so good, I should never be single. He love the way I throw it like a picture on the mound. Put it on him, make him wanna wipe a bitch down. I can ride it like a cowgirl.
Yeah, my man is just like, no. But again, but then there are times when you do get into situations that I've been here before. I say this to myself as an alpha male, Jax. Not only the client, I'm the president type shit. I walk up in the mirror every day. This is my favorite comedian. This is some jest right here. But if you play the next video, Miles, like this is male. Some of us guys, I want y'all to be able to realize the situations that you're in. And you know, don't never just like I tell women, don't overplay your hand. But men, we have to not overplay our hands as well. We have to understand who we are, where we're at, and every morning this should be most of y'all on my timeline on this chat line's motto. Wake up, tell yourself this in the mirror every day.
How you got to this position because you kind of ugly, but you need to capitalize.
Let's run that one more time.
How you got to this position because you kind of ugly, but you need to capitalize.
I'll tell your girl that. Like, tell you that. We don't know how we got here. Kind of ugly. We need to capitalize. Somebody that told himself that, and here's our alpha male Jax moment. I would really love to make this a segment. If you have any alpha male Jax moments that you would like to nominate before a show, please inbox me, at me, put it on the timeline, do whatever we need to do to recognize. So this is an educational moment right here. Now, when you are achieving full alpha male Jax moments, here's an example of how you will feel. Now, you'll go from what we just saw. I want to play that again, but click on the alpha male Jax moments real quick, Miles. We got 3 of them. So yeah, that one. That's the first one we'll go from play my guy. I forgot his name, but they are fucking hilarious.
Well, how you got to this position?
Go from this,
ugly, but you need to capitalize.
All right, we'll go from this to this, and this will be your next daily affirmation. Once you really feeling confident and you know everything's going.
Because I look good. I smell good. I feel good.
And you sing good.
And make love good.
Oh. Well, there we are. We don't have to ask anybody else. We got that from the source. There you are.
The levels. It's the levels, guys. It's the levels. So like this guy right now, right here, and here's our alpha male Jax moment. Part of the reason why I don't want to go to the SEC is because Alabama is crazy as a state. Now, I'm not 1,000% sure what we can do for Bama Ken. But blow this up real quick so that people can get the full gloriness of this. So we're gonna play this video. This is in what I view as like white men's IKEA, Bass Pro Shops, and apparently the guy wanted to take a little bit of a dip, and you know, and this is what was happening in front of children and people, and this is America being great. He is definitely naked.
Not there.
So, exactly, Miles. So we can push pause. So what happens is what people don't realize is when you go streaking, when you get arrested, you go to jail in the clothes that they have. They don't always, they'll clothe you once you get there, but like he's getting arrested, he's in shackles, he's in chains or in his platinum bracelets, just like that. We actually have a picture of him being arrested when the next clip, Miles. And what's cool about this is we can't get hit with nudity because there's no nudity. But there are statistically speaking, some of you guys, this is your reality.
Oh, now there we go. He's like one of those Greek statues.
Yeah, that's why they put Michelob David, not Michelangelo's David.
That's great.
Michelob David.
Michelob David.
It's so in this, I'm sorry if nobody wants to see this, but I'm here to help you. But I don't know if we can help this. Not with Alpha Male Jacks, though. Type in Andro Mangus. Andro, Andro, Mangus, Magnus. I think that's the website. So if we can get that. So with Alpha Male Jacks, there are some things that naturally occur with this man right here. And he has possibly has a problem, like a true problem. And I don't know what percentage of men deal with this. I think it's called micro penis. Clearly, even if you're small, you're supposed to see something. Yeah, don't type on that one because that's going to take us off of this. There are 200,000 men in America who deal with this. It's very rare. So to even be able to catch this is andromangus.com. That's it. Good. So to even be able to catch this, the treatment is treatment that can help, but this condition cannot be cured. Does it say 904? Or go to enlarge. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Usually self-diagnosable. You don't need lab tests or imaging to be required because it's clearly there. Could be lifelong. It's a chronic disease. So, ladies, don't use size shame. Don't use all the same things that y'all want. But I don't think hormone replacement therapy helps this. Now, what we can do is we can put estrogen blockers, which is funny because the things that will help your estrogen in ladies actually help block estrogen in men in some cases, which will help maybe get more testosterone, which will help more blood flow, which can help maybe increase a little bit. But here's where we were talking about. If you put the website up, Andro Mangus. This is not necessarily part of Alpha Male Jacks, but we do have a clinic attached to Alpha Male Jacks where you can have stem cells injected into your male areas.
I don't like that they're finding out cheat codes. No,
it can give you an inch of length, and an inch of girth maximum per shot.
I hope it looks weird like
and it's semi-permanent. That is exactly what I call it the Brazilian dick lift, the BDL. You don't have to go to Brazil to get it, but you come over to Jacksonville and say, the Bluff dick lift. That's what we call it because it's off of St. John's Bluff. Literally, it's non-invasive. You'll be down a week, but I'm pretty sure he's not getting much action anyway with that. But this man could have, instead of acting out and being crazy and having to spend the money he's going to spend on bail, he could have spent going to Alpha Male and just getting his dick large. And then he would not have to worry about these things. So I am here to inform and educate. There's help, guys. Ladies, if you have a male that's really lacking, now make sure your juices are flowing correctly. Mike Hall put, listen, you know a lot about this stuff. I know a lot about a lot of shit, bro. Like if I get paid to learn something, I really get into like what my client is selling. Like you'd be surprised at what I learned about guns in a short amount of time. What I know about cigars, I promise you I didn't know that 8 years ago. I just so happened to, I'm not even gonna lie to you, thought about it. It's $10,000, but then the $10,000 price tag made me not think about it anymore per shot.
Yeah, I'm glad.
So, like, and it's not permanent. It's semi-permanent. Like it could last 5 to 6 years, and also diet has to come into play. So, looking at the way my man is built, not judging him, but I do think that the results might not work in the manner in which he would like. But speaking of things not working out in the way in which we would like, Florida State is still sitting here having to endure the pain of watching other people have success in the college football playoff as the national championship is tonight. I'm not sure. I'm thinking about it. I know me and Chris will be having sporadics, I believe, at 8 p.m. tonight. Chris, you can shout me out if that's true, or if we're pushing it up so that people can enjoy it. Either way, I might be doing we might be doing a cold cast, or I will probably be watching the game live. If you're a member, you would like to be on the stream, just let me know. We will, because obviously, if I watch it live with the game going on, we will get jammed. So there's that. But something happened. And don't let people but George Foster put this up first. Michigan is going to actually go Laisha. She's like a person for Alabama. She does a lot of stuff right here. This is going to probably be the next head coach at the University of Michigan. And for my greenies, and I'm pro anybody who's James Coleman. If you're in my circle, don't take this the wrong way. But I'm kind of unapologetically pro-black. Like, I love to see black men succeed. I kind of want this guy to fail. Like, and he's on the national championship game. He's one. I don't like anybody who says I don't see color. And here's what I mean by that. That's a fucking bullshit ass lie.
A black person said that?
Yeah. And here's what I mean by that. My son's godfather is one of the largest white men on the planet. That motherfucker white. And it's his job to let me do white people shit, because that white people shit be cool. They be looking so fucking happy when they be snowboarding and chopping trees. Have you watched fucking Hallmark? There's also things that white people do that are better than what we do, like cook meth and other shit. But then there's shit that Spanish people do. I like chicken and rice. Arroz con pollo is another level of chicken and rice that we can never fathom in the black community. Them motherfuckers can't fry chicken like us. But you know who else we can't fry chicken like, who took that chicken frying and took it to a next level after we was over there bombing their land? Koreans. Koreans out black people when it comes to certain things with fried chicken. The point, Italians, man, I love me some pasta and tomato sauce. Shit's delicious. If you don't see color, you don't see flavor, and that's not American. No matter what you want to tell me, that's not American. What makes us American is the love of our differences. So I hate nobody's differences. I love all of that shit. I love offensive linemen with underbeards. All the good white offensive linemen have underbeards. When I'm looking at them, like, I don't want that. If I see a black offensive lineman with an underbeard, I think they're weird. It doesn't work the same. All the white skill players that I've seen, just something that I've noticed. If they got a fade and they look like John B, boom, good. Don't believe me? He's not a skill player. Look at Travis Kelce's numbers this year. Still good, but not to the numbers of what he was. He's over here looking like he works for the sheriff department. He switched from John B. Smooth to wearing the Air Monarchs. Just things that I've noticed in my brief time on this earth. You don't have to judge it. But here's why I don't like this guy. Black guys that walk like this, dress like this, and look like this tend to be the ones that are going to snitch on you first. He's a fucking hall monitor, even though my son's a hall monitor, but we're going to work on that. Maybe he's going to add a new pizzazz to the hall monitor. But put up the Michigan coach. I just don't like him. Sorry, but he did say that. It just bothers me. But go down. Yeah. Like it's just, in sports, you'll see a little ass tap there. It's so well, even though it's just kind of creepy when they do it, it's so well accepted that even when female athletes do this as well.
My goodness.
But it's a one tap, just one tap real good. Like, he's enjoying that. That's a relationship.
Goodness.
That's like it's women right now watching this, being like, man, my boyfriend doesn't walk by me and slap me that many times on my ass when I'm cooking them eggs. And look at the fingers. Watch the fingers on the left. It's not even so a proper ass slap in male sports it's not even, it's just palms completely open. Notice my fingers. They're no cup, they're going backwards. You really want to hit with the palm. You don't want to get no finger in there because that's where it gets weird. This man got his hands here and he's getting a little grip of that. That's your superior. That's fraternization. Like you can go to jail if you're in the military, but he's just He had to come in for the last one. Bam. Ooh, I like that. Let me get some. Get a little more. That's too much. That's too much. I don't want that kind of person calling my offense. But that's Michigan. So by that standards, Washington by 14. I'm taking Washington. Washington is not favored. This is the first national championship game that we've had in quite some time where both teams are under what they consider the blue chip ratio. The blue chip ratio is 4 and 5 stars, having more than 50% of your roster 4 and 5 star athletes. Michigan does not have that. Washington does not have that. So all my Florida State, my Miami, any other fans that are listening to this, I want you to know this is what will always be true. Development matters. No matter what you believe, development matters. Now, maybe if Georgia should have been in there. Georgia would have won. But this ass slapping, grabbing guy, they beat Bama. And to be honest with you, the game wasn't particularly close. Michigan almost lost that game more than Bama almost won it. So Washington, shout out to Michael Penix Jr., straight out of Tampa Bay. I hope they win that game. It's going to be pretty good. I will be watching it because I am not a hater. I am upset, but fuck all that. Life of Bills, talking about some of the stuff. We're about to get into that a little bit. Yeah, my man Grillmaster put it, definitely going to HR after that. So, and also for people who, yeah, because the Florida State fan base is such a weakened fan base mentally wise. Again, that's why I keep encouraging everybody to go check out Alpha Male Jacks. Get your confidence back, man. I want you to look at this, Miles. We can show the past 10 years of people who have been in the national championship. So in 10 years, this is who the championship history. Florida State, we obviously won it a decade ago in 2013. I don't believe in conference allegiance either, but when we look at it here, it was Florida State, then Ohio State. Bama's won it 3 times. Georgia's won it back-to-back. Clemson's won it as many times in the last 10 years as the University of Georgia. LSU snuck in there. But I want people to realize, and Florida State should have been back in there because they went undefeated. LSU didn't. Florida State should have done it. LSU won it in 19. Was it Bama won it in 20?
15, 17, and 20.
So 20 was a COVID year. It's a weird year that year. So in this, there's a level of consistency because Florida State was in the playoff in 2014. Should have been in the playoff in 2023. Georgia's been in the playoff, I believe, 3 times in that time span. Should have been in it 5 times, actually, now that I think about it. Alabama's been in it 4 times. Should have only been in it 3 times. LSU went in fair and square. Clemson went in fair and square. My point is, when people try to tell you that you're down, just hit them with facts. The fact remains that if this is down, what is everybody else's up? Like, don't let them place their unrealistic standards of life on you. Like, they're losers. Cat Williams' thing was wild because there was a lot of embellishment, but there was a lot of truth in it. Some of you have an unnatural affinity to losers. That was one of the coldest bars that he said. He said that when he talked about somebody being his friend. And he was talking about that, but guess he was calling LeBron a loser and other shit like that. Because we all know Shannon would let LeBron beat. I think if he wanted. If LeBron was gay, he would definitely let him beat.
So he did it.
But what he said is, and this was a really cold ass bar. What winners cannot do is allow losers to rewrite history. I want y'all to marinate on that. Again, I don't agree with a lot of this shit. I think Cat Williams, I find it highly ironic for a man who has a ton of feminine mannerisms to basically call people gay. Like, I just put it on my social media that he was over there. The problem is that women want to act like they're the alpha. They want to act like a man and didn't want a man to be subservient to them. And he's doing all of these things that I see my mom and her girlfriends do when they was talking and chatting and on the couch. And I'm like, bro, like, no. One thing my mama told me is that there will never not be a market for masculine men. You're just not masculine. Some of y'all just aren't masculine enough. I've never had a problem getting somebody. I mean, I might get aggravated because they don't do it fast enough, but if they don't do it, somebody else will. We're outnumbered, statistically speaking. But do not let losers dictate what winners do. Do not let them rewrite your history and make you believe that you are worse than what they are. Some of y'all actually around here believing that it would be better to have gone 7-6 than 13-1. I don't know what planet you live on, but that's not it. He's a loser in life, but he was a winner on the football field. Actually, he was a winner by affiliation. Made one of the most ironic statements in all of the football snubs action for Florida State. He stated that Florida State should not be in the college football playoff because they lack elite quarterback play. One of those national championships that Alabama won was with Greg McElroy. And Greg McElroy won a national championship throwing the ball for a grand total of 55 American football yards. Like, they won the game without him. They could have literally put anybody back there and had more success than what they had with Greg McElroy. But he's taken this and he's become, now he gets to wear a fancy suit, which I've told people, and I believe this comedian said once, he said, we need to stop. When it's an opinion, you should have to wear sweats. When it's actual factual, like a real reporting, you should have to wear that should be the only time wear the FSU. You wear suits because, and it's this one right here. Wear a suit because people believe people in suits, especially when you wear a suit like this. You have the blue, you have the red, and then the white shirt makes them feel America. But Greg McElroy made this statement, and shout out to the No Game Day. Logan Twitty put this out. ESPN's Greg McElroy switches back on his initial stance regarding FSU in the college football playoff. Initially, he, as well as everybody with ESPN, was making the statement that FSU did not deserve to get in. He's now stating that Florida State got robbed, plain and simple. The fact they didn't make the playoff is a travesty. So everybody states, why is Florida State suing? Why is Florida State doing this? Why? To show you the true underbelly of what the college football playoff and media is. I keep telling you guys. And then people will lie to you in your face. I'm going to read some stuff with people straight up lying in their face. Plus, we also know who's going to snitch once they get on the stands. This man literally said Florida State didn't belong, and now he's saying and doubled down on it. He's flipped twice. First, he said we should get in. Then he said, like everybody else in course, The problem is when everybody is literally saying the exact same thing, that means somebody was coached or coerced. Like when there's some change in it, better opinions, better logic, then it's different. But when everybody says the same thing, like I want just examples. So like me and Chris do a show Sporadics. Me and Chris agree on a lot. But we never say, we may even say have the same stance, but it's never the exact same, they read the exact same way. That's because we don't pass notes. There are show notes that go on these things. There are things that they're told to be able to say. Like if you don't believe it, I say it like this. Actually, I'm gonna read this this tweet because it does go. This not tweet, excuse me. This DM by a guy who was in my DMs. He might have me blocked by now. I hope not. I won't tell you who it was. Here's the tweet that I put out, and we'll go into FSU's weekend and how some things almost got messed up. My tweet was, I know of a birdie in an inbox at 2:30 a.m. and they in the same umbrella. So like when Buddy from 247 says he has sources about a portal entry, it's more than likely coming from Knowles 247. They feed info to the national guys so that they can be the national guys. Makes sense. It happens at every level in the media. I did it myself. When Jim McElwain was getting fired, I didn't report it. I gave it to a Florida Gator to report it because I understood that where my bandwidth was. It was a bigger story when he broke it that way. He did ask me if I wanted, to be a part of it, but I'm like, no. Now, in that, I'm implicating, it's very clear, and this is where I'm telling you guys, reading comprehension is very important. The person does not have, now this is a person who's considered a source. Now he's a young guy. His reading comprehension can get better. But I clearly stated about an example that was about a portal, and this was not about recruiting currently. In that, it said that. Now people are like, well, people are assuming that we're a part of it. No, you're assuming that people can read. And I'm assuming that as a writer, you can read. But clearly, reading comprehension wasn't the part of the FCAT that everybody passed, or that wasn't the part of the ACT that you were as strong on. No, this was not Seymour. I ain't got no problem with I ain't got no problem with Seymour. But nah, Mike, it wasn't a 247 guy up in that recruits DMs. It was an on-3 guy up in that recruits DMs. Now, this is what was said. Gotcha. Not sure why you're throwing our name under the bus, though. That doesn't make sense to me. Said I'm not throwing anyone under the bus. Just an example, and people are doing their jobs as to what I've been told consistently. But sometimes the shit stinks. But I didn't say y'all had anything to do with this scenario. In fact, on3 pointed out, my point is your example is a lie. We don't do that. It's made up. But then I talked to his superior. Superior said, we do that. That does happen. And so what I do know is that sometimes you got to know where your place is in life. You ain't there yet. You're not there. You're here and you feel like you're there, but you're not there. You don't get to have. And so that's when I told him I'm not going to go back and forth and have all these fucking conversations with people, but the tone changed. Told me I was lying about something that I happen to fucking know a lot about. In that particular situation. In all that, I'm stating that there is a uniform, and then to go back to that situation in which I'm talking about, that they got caught in the lie because we happen to have the kid on the Spaces. his people on the spaces that literally said I ain't in the portal, and then they went and doubled down on it, using the national guy and then everybody under it to try to prove a point when there's actual factual that, again, in law, in life, first person accounts will always weigh more than hearsay. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. And obviously you can't prove what it is that you reported. But there was a uniform. Anybody who's a Seminole fan, we'll go. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's the Josh Farmer situation. Y'all remember what happened with the Josh Farmer situation? Nobody could just say, hey, man, you know what? We might have misspoke. It was a uniform situation where everybody said the same thing. You know why they all said the same thing? They were all told the same thing. Similar to what happened with Greg with ESPN. The shit happens on those levels. I know because I was, never mind. Again, it's no boogeyman disease with any of that shit. The shit is just real talk. But nonetheless, that's what happened. So the situation that I was speaking on, FSU had a really, really good week. Actually, click on this before, because this goes to Miami fans too. And we'll talk about a little bit about Miami with some good news here in a second. But shout out to X. X put this up here. And it was a very real statement. FSU fans, Miami fans are saying the same thing because everybody's trying to troll each other. And X put out this tweet. And this could really be Florida State fans as well. Canes fans. Mario is an elite high school recruiter. Also, Canes fans. Mario is an idiot for not taking players out of the portal. Damn the Madden coaches. Flip that. FSU fans. Mike Mike is not an elite high school recruiter. Even though he's got a number 9 class. He's not recruiting well enough. Also, FSU fans, we're not fixing the situation. Why is he taking guys out of the portal? Well, I don't know. I like it. We're at 100 miles. You can put that on. If you guys want to hit the chat line, you're more than welcome to come holler at us and call in once we get over 100. We always activate the chat line so you can call in. But we had the who's who, and I'm going to actually do another show today about it. I was supposed to do it over the weekend, but man, we've been playing this game called Monopoly Go, and it was getting intense. I was whipping ass at first, and then my ass started getting whipped, and I wasn't liking it. And I was trying to get back to my winning ways, and it wasn't working. So, yeah. And I was trying to get back, but they we had a good week. We had Jalen. We had Jalen Brown, who just committed. We had Toko, who probably is going to come defensive end from out of Oregon State. We had this Adebisi looking motherfucker. This defensive tackle from West Virginia. Funny story about him. I'll get more into on the show that I'll do about our weekend with the portal. And we had a guy who's supposed to be a sneak visit. This is the visit now. This is what I was talking about. Put that up there. So I want y'all to hear why I was mad. So after this show on Friday, well, actually on Thursday, I was contacted. Hey, man, we need to get this young man in here. We got to get Zion in. Oh, hold on. Hello? Hello? What's up? All right, hold on. Oh, I have it on my thing. Let's see here. Testing. Can you hear? Hold on. Hold on. It didn't go like it was supposed to. But you can go ahead. You can talk now.
Okay, so all my Gator friends. Miami, whatever. All they keep saying is we're taking the portal.
Mhm.
So I want to understand what the problem is when we're letting other schools do the strength and conditioning and all that stuff, and we're taking them and saving our resources, right?
I give you a great explanation from this guy. Who was it? Finesse Two Times. It's a great poet, by the way. I wonder what his real name is. I always like to know what the guys' real names are. Finesse Two Times has this thing where he says, it is cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. But his life advice is what everybody should take. Fuck them. That's what you said. That's like with that intensity.
I'm just like, I see it as a pretty smart move.
It's very extremely smart, it's extremely efficient. We were having these discussions in Spaces, and a good guy, Seymour Stacks. Check out the Spaces. He has like 5 of them a day. That is picking on you, Seymour, but that's just a joke. And my boy Sam, who actually originated the originator of FSU Spaces about 3 years ago, we were talking over the summer, and there was a statement: we can't rely on the portal. The portal is unsustainable, is what everybody says. And I challenge that thought, because how do we know it's unsustainable? It's still brand new. We don't know. But secondly, I said, when you take guys who have multiple years of eligibility. So let's think about this. The West Virginia kid has 2 years, I believe, of eligibility. The Toko kid has a few years of eligibility. Zion Young, who we're about to talk about, has 2 years plus of eligibility. These wide receiver Jaylen Brown is a freshman, if I can believe. Benson kid from out of Alabama, if he comes over, I believe he's a freshman. You've got guys that, like, you're telling me, like, to your point, they got a year in the strength. We're saying the SEC is better, right? That's the best conference in football. Alabama's one of the best teams in football. I'm getting a wide receiver who had the best strength and conditioning coach in football for a year to come over here. How the fuck is a freshman going to be better than him?
Yes. And then they go on to brag about DJ Lagway, who ain't even going to play.
Oh, yeah, that's just, it's going to be, if they play that boy, on God, I'm going to file the claim for Department of Children and Families.
Ain't happening.
With that schedule that they got. The thing about this is what we have to realize as a fan base is that, again, we can't be another great movie. Denzel Washington's got a lot of great movies. He's not the one. It's the old Italian man in the movie that comes in there. So success took a shot. They'll take a shot at you when you're successful, man. That's what they're gonna do. They have nothing. What can they brag on? 5 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
They were bragging on their number 3 class, and now their classes, I believe, in the 20s. Miami went 7 and 6, and they lost in the Bodega Bros Bowl to fucking Rutgers. Like, most people don't know where New Brunswick, New Jersey is. Excuse me, are they in New Brunswick or are they in East Rutherford? No, they're in New Brunswick, yeah. Most people don't know where Rutgers is.
Yeah.
So they lost the bowl game to a team. They lost 27 to 20, right? Or what was it? Like, for example, I just want you to understand who we're arguing with. And it's cool. Once you have an idea of who your enemy is, it helps you keep your sanity and understand when you can go. I only give them like 1 or 2 rounds on the tweets, and then I got to leave them. They'll bring up 63 to 3 against Georgia in the most watched bowl game. I believe there are more eyes on there'll be more eyes on the Orange Bowl than probably what will be on the national championship tonight. And it's the only thing on TV. They will bring up that in a game where they know all of our guys declare for the NFL, but will completely forget the fact that they lost to fucking Rutgers. Where I asked them, what's the game plan against Rutgers? Who does Rutgers have good? I'll tell you, but I found out watching the game. 2 of Rutgers' best players didn't even play. I didn't even know Rutgers had best players. I know Rutgers has 63 3-stars. When people tell me stars matter, they got drummed. Then they'll tell you that bowl games don't matter, but they'll always bring up 63-3. But they won't bring up the Bodega Bowl, and they won't bring up 27 to 20. In Florida,
That's the same thing with our fans. They're complaining about the bowl game, but then we're saying it don't matter. So
it's again, this is why I really truly believe that the hormones are out of whack. It's in the chicken. We're eating bad shit. That we gotta go to Alpha Male Jacks. I'm telling you, it would change people. If people would just listen to me, it would change people's lives. Because there's no other way to explain the fact that people really. Actually, there is one way to explain it. If they're Care Bears, it's the only way you can care as much as they care about everything is if they're a fucking Care Bear. Like, you can't say my father is not a great guy, but he has some great sayings that have helped me in life. You can't pretend to not give a fuck and then proceed to give fucks. So if the bowl game don't matter,
True.
that score could have been 100-0. The bowl game don't matter.
I agree.
But yeah. So
All right. Well, I just wanted to
appreciate you calling
bring
in.
that up.
Appreciate you calling in. Going back to the guy who's going to help us, and as I was, oh shit, the Goya. No, you got it wrong. It's the Bodega, the Bodega Barrico Boil presented by Goya. That's what it is. That's how you got it right. But Zion Young is a defensive end who's coming from Michigan State. Hit the portal. We had an opportunity to get him early. I'll go more into the details of the entire recruitment. But I didn't even know we wanted Zion again. But I happen to know Zion and some of the people associated with Zion very well. They tried to go, and this is the wild part, is they tried to go in a different direction, but they called the people that I introduced them to. I don't.
They're trying to X you off.
No, it wasn't really X. They probably just didn't want to bother me, but it could have. This situation could have been handled like that if you would have just called the direct, called the connect, not the middleman. Which is nothing wrong with them, but you're calling somebody, and that's outside of their circle of influence. They're in the 6 degrees of separation. They're in the 6 degrees of separation, but I'm the degree. So they called my guy, and I didn't know this until afterwards. So they hit me up on Thursday. They text messaged me. I'm like, man, we got to get him in. We got to get him in. I'm like, who the fuck do we got to get in? Zion. Oh, y'all want him? Oh, well, shit, I handle it in the morning. Well, they tried to get him in that Thursday. It wasn't going to work. It was like Thursday at 4 o'clock. I got the text. He's in Atlanta. Shit ain't happening, though. So they tried to get him in on Friday. And we were having a conversation. He actually called me right before the show. So once we got done with the show, I picked up the phone and called him. We were talking, chopping it up. He felt it was I told him the plays. I believe in leverage. Everything in life you have to negotiate from a point of leverage. And I told him, right now you have leverage, and I told him X, Y, and Z. This is why you have it. So now if you wait, you no longer have leverage. So anything can happen in 72 hours. Like that, so Friday, Saturday, he was going to come on Sunday. Anything can happen during that time. So he goes, and I finally talked him into going. He says, I'm going to go. He had one fucking request. One request. Not a lot. Actually, to be honest with you, on the grand scheme of things, not a lot. I just don't want media. I don't want anybody to really know. I just want to get in and out, hear what they got to say. If they keep me, then they can stay, then they can do whatever. But I don't want to mess up my other visit. You know what? Young man, that's highly responsible. That's highly reasonable, young man. Yeah, I'll make sure that gets echoed. Bro, I'm talking about no sooner than we hang up that fucking, maybe 30 minutes afterward. He's like, I'm going to grab me a sandwich. We're going to drive down, and we're going to go down. So I'm like, all right, cool. Then this motherfucker, Pete, whatever his name is, posted an edit with the visit.
Oh, wow.
I just told a kid, don't worry about it. That's very reasonable. Everybody knew. Leaks happen. We're trying to figure out who the leak is. I don't know this motherfucker. I didn't say it, and I know it was only a few people who knew this outside of Florida State, so it had to be somebody from Florida State. But in this, he drops that. Everybody's upset. I almost had it in my mind to tell that motherfucker to stop and I'll pay for you to get back home. I'm a man of principle. And here's where Pete rubbed me the wrong way. So I'm not going to post this, but I just want you guys to know because there's a number there. This is the chat. Fuck it. Some of it isn't all his. Some of it is me and my boy Grant. Oh, I don't know. The message was sent. Hey man, can you please delete that? Pete said, "This is what I want y'all to realize with media. This is why I try to do it the way I do it. And I'm not virtue signaling. I'm gonna do some shit wrong too. But if somebody tells me to delete something, I'm gonna delete it. I've done it before. Is it wrong? FSU told me. I do everything low key, my dog. Or I want to do everything low key. I'll interview with you. I just like stuff to be low key, my guy." Olive, this is the kid. The kid said that? Olive branch is being extended to him, saying, "Hey man, please do that. I'll do this for you, though. Right? I'll give you the story, Peter. This is how important being first is. I'm sorry, man. I have a job to do."
I hate that phrase.
I'm sorry, man. I have a job to do. So I just want y'all to know, it's people really in the know that's really trying to do shit that like help. That boy, some people will fuck up a wet dream to make it harder. Now, granted, all things are good. And what's cool is, and what the problem with me is when I tell somebody something, it is 100. It's coming from the bottom of my heart. Anybody who knows me, I try to do all things the right way. And here's what happened. The kid was on the way. I told the kid anything could happen in 72 hours. The place where he still went to the other place, but the place where he was leaving lost a very, very, very important piece that made him want to get there. And our staff at Florida State, I say our staff because I'm alma mater, but the staff at Florida State does a really good job once they get there. Like I try to tell people, like, we bash them for a lot of different things. Like we bashed people for a lot of different things. But JP, Odell, Derek Ray, all of these guys did a really, really good job. Battles in did a really good job. Everybody did a really good job. So everything will work out the way it's supposed to work out, more than likely. So I mean, that's the stuff that I would always tell people. Like, that's what I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna keep it a beat. Like, everybody has that. So that's my thing. Everybody, I'm sorry, man. Have a job to do. That's my thought process to the adults now. I have a job to do. And we'll talk more about it when I do the weekend recap, but relationships matter in sports. And there's a reason why I have a lot of the relationships that I have. And there's a reason why people get so upset when I speak. But the difference is, as Cam Newton stated, who is really, I think, the example. If you're going to be petty like Cam Newton. Like, I don't really think men should be petty, but like Cam Newton did the best. Like, the difference between me and them is that I can do what they did, but they'll never be able to do what I did. And they'll never have the relationships. They were trying to get this kid on campus. I made a phone call and the kid was there. And there's a lot of other different people. It's not just off the strength of me. It's just you gotta know who the people are. I know who told him to now, Chris, and fucking is what it is. Who told him? But you know, it was no ill will. But it just sucks that one thing, and it's just it's different ways. It's different ways that would have been handled. I don't kind of blame the person. I think it was just a miscommunication when it really came down to it. But I really don't like the way it was handled. The reality is when you get to a certain situation and the person really requests that you say, "Hey, take it down, take it down. Please take it down. I'll give you the interview." Like he's really saying, like, I'm going to give you something that's probably a little bit bigger than just saying this, that I'm taking the visit.
Child to man. Remember that.
Yeah.
Requesting this of a man.
Yeah, like and this is what I was saying. I gotta live this. I have to live with the results that you're reporting.
Right.
It's your job. You're just doing your job, but I just gotta live it. So that's the problem that I sometimes have, and I don't think people realize the responsibility that comes with what it is that you say and what you do. People will literally believe the person that they feel is the source. I don't know, Chris, but one could deduce that Peter probably is. I don't know. Let's look at it. But I'm actually very curious. That's why, you know what? I'll give Hayes Fawcett his props. With a name like Nakos, ain't many black people named Nakos. Oh, shit. This motherfucker. Push back, Miles. Push back. I know this motherfucker can't whoop my ass. So, like, no, I'm saying put that up there and then go to the tweet. So I want people to see Chris Sporadics asked the question that I want the people to know. This motherfucker can't whoop my ass. Like, push on the so can we get this thing blown up a little bit? I just want to just all I'm saying, dog, is all I'm fucking saying is that, like, is this so they can see this?
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta put it up on the Jumbotron. Put it up big on the Jumbotron. We need to play. If we get a short, I don't give a damn if we make this a YouTube short. Fuck that. Come find me, Peter. And put the TI, I'm just doing my job behind it. This is the person I'm never one of those people who say people can't do their job. But like, yo, this is who said that shit. Like, but Zion's 6'6", 265.
That's what
So just imagine.
We have that big dinner that says, well, you can't fold me. There's only certain levels of discussions we can have. Only certain level of altercation we can have. He can't fold napkins.
Like, just imagine a world, right? Imagine a world. Hey, man, chill out, dog. He does not look like you would not disrespect Fuller D like that. Oh, he said Florida. Oh, I thought I said Florida State. Oh, yo, he kind of got the vibes. He got a little, yeah, he got that, yeah, that young. He got that Austin Armstrong vibes. He do got that.
My eyes are up here. Like, golly, a lot of free man boobs out in the coaching room.
Now it makes sense. You know, when you look at the body type, the build, you look at the response to the text. The signs are the sign. It's a dead giveaway. Low testosterone, high estrogen. Might be a job for Andrew Mangus. Might not be alpha male jacks that could just do this.
Hey, Chris, don't put that on gamers. Don't put this on gamers. This ain't us.
I just met a cool ass gamer, man. Yeah, Bordeaux looked like he will beat the fuck out of this guy, man. Like, Bordeaux will whoop his ass, man.
But what makes me mad is, as a man, whatever station in life, he should be looking out for the next generation.
Hey, here's a great. So this is so. I get the text from talking. Some people have my number, and they can't put this up there.
Oh my gosh.
The chat. Yeah, this is like I know you don't want to. I can say this though. This is, you know what a black person would be like? Man, I'm black people. This was the text I got. Black folks say shit like I'm on break or that ain't my job. This guy's like, shit, I'm just doing my job, man. Oh, man. Yeah. His goofy ass. Oh man, they definitely go hard in the chat, man. Again, I'm not mad at Mike Williams said I was in it now. He's not affiliated. He's a national guy. He's a national guy for On3.
I'll take that.
Oh, Jesus, Angelo. Good night. He said you can't say that word.
Yeah, that's what Aaron Rodgers is in trouble for right now.
The key word is chomo. You say chomo.
Oh, is that
I learned that from all of the prison shorts that the crazy big white guy, they call him. So do you know what they do to chomos in prison?
Oh, I get it. Oh, I just got it.
Yeah.
What a fun word for such a.
It is. It's like you said. It's very chomo. It gives chomo. But that's what recruiting kind of is in general. It gives chomo vibes. But again, even the leak that happened, right? And it wasn't supposed to happen. And sometimes, you watch the big black guy. Put that up. That's how I know. You know how to tell you can tell when somebody, you can tell who somebody listens to, who they get the information from. I don't know the big black guy's name, but that's what he's always talking about. Like he did time in California. Yeah, he puts like he's always talking about, but yeah, he's always talking about that. It is so uncomfortable. I had to stop because the smile he has on his face. Yep, big hurt. Yep, the smile he has on his face when it doesn't matter what they're talking about. They could be talking about working out on the yard, a fitness routine, or anything else, and it always comes back to that.
I think I clenched up
every time. Like, yeah, man, dog. It's just
wow.
Jesus, Charles. Okay. Now we might be getting into borderline bullying.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about this scenario and this situation later today, but I want to give a shout out to Malcolm Ray. Malcolm Ray found a home. Malcolm Ray, this team did the best recruiting they could do at the Bodega Barrico Bowl presented by Goya. Malcolm Ray decided that he wanted to continue the trend of whipping Miami's ass, so he decided to commit to Rutgers. Yeah, this is him right here. So shout out to him, former Seminole defensive tackle. He's getting the opportunity to go somewhere else. Also, Tate Rodemaker committed to Southern Miss University. Shout out to those guys. I'll tell y'all the Zion shit later. That went a turn. Funny though, one of the beautiful things about the live chats, why I love you guys. We get in here getting it roasted. Now, let's just put this up. Again, something for me for us as FSU fans, we need to have more confidence. This is Big Game Bob, one of the best list Twitter accounts because he knows exactly what he's doing. Big Game Boomer, my bad, put Bob. But Big Game Boomer, he puts college football team with the most wins by state in the last 10 years.
Look how big that logo was.
Like if you look at Florida, the state of Florida, we all again when it comes down to it, we all know who runs this state. Just think about how bad it was. It was the worst that we've ever been, and we still got more wins than everybody else. Still have more 10-win seasons. Still have more bowl wins. Still have everything better than everybody else.
He was on ESPN, his thing that's indicated. He's the best troll.
He is. Like, just don't be afraid of success. Are we Georgia? Are we Bama? I mean, shit. If the goal is to win a national championship, like if your season isn't a success if you don't win a national championship, we're not that far off.
Right.
Georgia's only won 2. Bama's won 3, but to be honest with you, in those 3 that they won, they probably if Bama's around, they're gonna get grandfathered in.
Rutgers is running New Jersey, huh?
Duh, I don't know what other universities are in New Jersey. Like TCU runs Texas, ironically.
I did hear Rutgers is in the hood. I do remember hearing that, like deep
It's New Jersey.
in the hood.
That's where everybody in my family is from.
New Jersey.
The only thing I always remember is they call it the armpit of New York.
Yeah.
Even though everybody in New York lives in it's really nice in the rural areas. I didn't realize New Jersey was the Garden State until I was in like high school, because it didn't make any sense. Actually, yeah, I was in high school, so we went to go visit my great granddaddy's grave. It's in Princeton, Big Daddy. And I had only been in concrete in Trenton. So when we go there, we're in Trenton, and we we fly to Philly, concrete, where we were at, drive across the bridge to get to more concrete in Trenton. And maybe some of the other burbs, like I don't really remember, but like when you're going to like out of, like we went to Princeton, it's like lush green.
Yeah.
And so like it makes sense when you get out of the state. It also makes sense. This is why I was trying to tell people, like when you get out of like the big cities up in like the Northeast or even the Midwest, Northeast, all that stuff. I don't know how they call us country in the South, because it's just as fucking country looking up there. When I took a kid to UMass at Amherst,
Oh yeah.
I think it was Amherst. I know where it was at. Yeah, I could not fly. You don't fly to Boston. I just assumed that Boston is where you fly. It's not far from Boston. Wrong. I flew into Connecticut, I think. Or Vermont. One of the motherfuckers, whatever. Then we drove, and then in the process of driving, I saw all of these trees. There was snow on the ground. There was a whole bunch of stuff. I ate the best fucking apple I've ever eaten in my life on that recruiting visit. And that's also when I found out I had diabetes and I almost died. But it was dope. But it was country than a motherfucker. And I was just like, yo, it's more grass and trees and shit here than in where I grew up in Tallahassee. But Devontae Brown, I thought it was Jaylen Brown committed to Florida State. But we already talked about that one. We'll talk more about Florida State, but Miami has good news. It ended up being good news for Florida State because of the direction they had to go into, and it still circles around Miami. Missouri's defensive coordinator got hired for $2.5 million to LSU. And he used to be Miami's coach in Miami that Miami fans hated. Well, Lance Guidry, who was on the short list for coaches to be able to go to become LSU's defensive coordinator because of his relationship in Louisiana. He used to be the head coach of McNeese State. Miami's giving him a new contract with a significant raise. On 3 presented. I'm not going to click on that, but Lance Guidry, I believe, is the best coach on their staff. Like, he's a really good defensive coordinator. No hate. When I die, people can say a lot of things about me, but I hope a hater is not one of them. He's good. And then Derek Plass, former Mandarin Mustang. He is he went to the Under Armour, not Under Armour, excuse me, the All-American Bowl. It used to be the Army All-American Bowl. The story is cool, and I like to brag on Derek because he's one of my guys. Derek was a late addition. Like, he did not get the invite. Like, normally when they give you the invite, They come to your school, they present you the jersey, all this other shit happens. They make a big deal of it. He was kind of just at it. It ended up being one of the better players at that bowl game. This is a kid that I really wanted him at Florida State. I really fucking wanted him at Florida State, but we didn't like him. He goes out there, shows out, does a really good job. I think they did grades. He's one of the top graders. He ended up getting a B+. Gave him a B+ grade. I'm doing really, really well. I told him I'm going to root against him and all. Root against him only once a year. I promise him. So that's good news for Miami on the recruiting front. Also on the coaches front. Good job. Kudos to you guys for that. How much time is we got, Miles?
1 hour and 26.
Damn. All right. I can't even get to what I really wanted to get to. Yeah. We'll get to this right here. And just go to the last part. And I have to, one day I'm just going to do it. I keep saying I'm going to just do a Jags thing, but Jags pissed me the fuck off yesterday. All right, well, fuck it. We'll just keep rolling. Click on the Jags. So the Jags can fuck up a wet dream. The Jags were 8-3 before this stretch. It was a 6-game stretch. In the 6-game stretch, you did have to face Lamar Jackson. You did have to face, if I remember correctly. No, I think we had already but you know what? Before we get into all of that, let's just get into the things that were being said before and nobody anticipated this. We're 8-3. The law of averages come into play when it comes to this. You need 10 wins and you're in the playoffs, more than likely. It's always been like that. 10 and you're in. But at 8-3 and looking at the back half of their schedule, before we get into that, James Palmer put this. With a win today, Jaguars head coach Doug Peterson will make his 5th playoff appearance in 7 career seasons as a head coach, 3 with the Eagles, and would be 2nd with the Jaguars. Peterson would become the first coach in NFL history to make the playoffs in 5 of his first 7 seasons as a head coach, while doing so multiple times for separate franchises. Playmaker puts Dougie P as a legend. Jay, Hall of Fame coach. But it's just going on and on. Like some people are just giving him props. That was the first thing. Then you're like, damn. Then you think about 2 months ago, we beat Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh, which is what the Jaguars do, by the way. They took the terrible towels, swinging them around, disrespecting the fuck out of them, which is high-key disrespect, not even low-key disrespect. Now, let's just look at this 6-game stretch and think about what they faced and what they were up against. You were 8-3. Remember, people, you only needed 2 wins. The first one, you face the dynamic quarterback of Jake Browning. Oh man, we all remember Jake and what he was able to do, and you do it on, was it Sunday Night Football, if I remember correctly. Then that was Thursday, if I remember correctly. Then you play Joe Flacco. And Joe Flacco was good years ago. Joe Flacco was on his couch a few days before he came out there. And you know what they did? They lost. Then he played Lamar Jackson. They actually played pretty decent until we just couldn't capitalize on offense. Then you play Baker Mayfield, who just won a shootout with the Carolina Panthers. was 9-0 at one point in that game. I don't know if this is really his name, but it sounds like a typo. But it probably is because the Jags. You played Gary Coleman. Then you played Ryan Tannehill, who was 5-11 at that point. He played an aging Derrick Henry. We knew these things going into that right then. You felt very confident you're going to get 2 wins out of that situation. No, Gary Coleman was Bryce Young, by the way. That was the joke. Because he's very petite and he's a midget. Like, the only win we got was against the Carolina Panthers. Like, bruh, the fuck, man?
Yeah.
The hell is going on?
So disappointing.
Like, Derrick Henry, I don't think Derrick's got over 100 yards once this season. That motherfucker said we've beaten them 4 straight times. They hadn't beaten us in 2 years. They came in and said, I'm going to crush your dreams and your hopes. Jags were so confident when you looked at it that on the 13th of December, they were trying to get people, before you go out and buy your Christmas gifts or finish your Christmas shopping, we have playoff tickets on sale. And the WWE, because of who owns the Jags, the AEW owners, decided to give us a little. This is the look that the league has right now. So about that, it really stinks. But you know what, though? Fuck it. It was a script. The NFL is scripted. This is the problem with the NFL. I'm going to say it because nobody else wants to say it. The fucking woke agenda. The fucking woke agenda is what got us here. The Jaguars should be in it. But no, the NFL has to have black men in there. So they forced the team to lose to the Texans so that DeMeco Ryans and the Texans could have a bald-headed black man in there. And then we needed the story from Mike Tomlin to be so good. He's such a great coach because the woke leftist agenda says that we have to have a black coach in the Hall of Fame eventually. And he's going to be in the Hall of Fame because he's never had a losing season. He's not good. It's because they have made him good because they want to take away from the white man. Doug Peterson. I feel slighted. Goddamn, ever since they took that knee and did Black Lives Matter shit, this is what the NFL, I am boycotting the NFL playoffs until the Super Bowl because that shit is fucked. Goddamn woke agenda.
Except for Deshaun Watson. It's not really working out for him.
What's wild, though, is this. My friend, not an original idea. Some of the best sports ideas I have come from women. My homegirl, Nakia. She made this statement. It was crazy. All the Texans are doing what Deshaun Watson asked them to do. And they said, shut up, nigga. Get back into your corner and you're going to play football like we demand you to play goddamn football. They were okay with him molesting massage therapists after massage therapists. They didn't care until he wanted to get out of there. But all he asked for was, can we play please play competent defense? Can you please give me a left tackle and somebody to throw the ball to? No. How dare you complain? Getting paid all this goddamn money and you want to go over there and fucking complain? We'll show you. It's not that CJ Stroud isn't playing amazing. CJ Stroud is playing amazing. I hope people who listen to that know that was all a joke, what I was saying about D'Amico. Like, I really like D'Amico.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, but some people are going to be like, you know, they're going to come in comments, fucking Jason Whitlock. Fucking Uncle Ruckus, you coon. They're going to fucking like, but they're serious though. This video right here is, again, this is for the ladies or anybody in general, so that you can understand we are a beautiful, majestic creature as Black males. I'm going to show you some context clues. Here is a Black man who, in his moment of happiness, incredible joy, unspeakable joy at this moment for him right now. You're going to see the gravity of the situation come across his face very, very, very fast. And it's amazing. It's going to be, it's awesome. So just go push play on this. See. Oh, shit. I really did that shit. That motherfucker gonna call me. They're gonna say this is the leftist woke agenda. They had to put the Black guy in. I'm a diversity and inclusion hire.
What the heck? How you switch that fast on camera? You still know you are camera.
He's like,
yeah. It's gone, right?
On the next week.
No,
I'm saying, actually, not keep the. It's so many other different situations that this is in. You just got a big raise at work. Yeah. Shit. Baby mama about to get this motherfucker. Fuck. Oh shit. I just had my best day at work, got a raise. Man, this is us in the fucking driveway. Damn, I gotta deal with these badass kids. Like, everybody always thinks, we always hear about how hard it is to be a woman, but that's because men don't talk about it. This is it. In his moment of happiness. Shit. Responsibility. Like it's just, if all men deal with this like this, and like, let me know, because I don't know. I'm a Black man. I don't know what it's like to be a white man in this situation, but I know I've done this before. Shit.
That laugh wasn't real then. That joy was.
No, it was real, but then you just like, boom, you just got hit.
You got hit immediately.
This is gonna be me in Vegas at the Super Bowl. Like, hold on. It's gonna be, because every year the Super Bowl, I was like, man, damn, that was fun, man. I just had this, covering the Super Bowl, doing all these things. Oh shit, my flight's at 11 p.m. Fuck. You see, man. Like, one year it was like this, man. Shit. Okay, we just won. First time ever covering the Super Bowl. This shit. Trey plays at 9. I gotta coach this shit. It's just so many different things running through his mind. But shout out to him though. Dead serious though. Shout out to him. And goddamn, woe is us with the Jacksonville Jaguars. We saw what dysfunction looked like, and that was the Houston Texans.
Yeah, and they passed us.
Now they're literally a better team than us right now.
I didn't want to say, but yeah.
With another free, we have to hope. They've got to come in. This is getting out of hand. They're passing us.
We got the blonde white quarterback.
The Black people are passing us when they gave a free chance. We got to stop this shit.
We literally have sunshine.
We do. Sunshine, look, it's time to have an honest conversation. And this doesn't mean cut Sunshine. CJ Stroud is everything that we thought Trevor Lawrence was going to be.
Facts.
And
We talked about God a lot. I thought that was Trevor's thing. No.
it is. But when certain people talk about God, it's not even just black or white. What happens is the Christians, and I'm just saying this, anoint only one person at a time to be able to say it. Because to be honest with you, Tim Tebow said nothing that Michael Boulware, Peter Boulware, or a lot of these guys, like Michael Boulware, who I play with us team, I need to get Mike on. Be a way different interview than Lorenzo, because there'll probably be no cursing. But his story is so crazy. Him and his brother Pete, who was the older brother. Mike got engaged and dated Jessica Vanderlinden, who's probably one of the best softball players to ever play at Florida State. They did not kiss. They dated for like 2 years, was engaged for a short time. did not kiss until they said, I do. No disrespect to Mike or Jessica. Jessica fine. That takes a level of self-control that I don't think anybody has. But that's saved. That's a great example of a Christian. Mike would not go. Mike will walk when the Sugar Bowl my freshman year. Mike would only go on Bourbon Street in the French Quarter during daylight hours. Not just walking around down there like a tourist like everybody else. He's like, I can't go. I don't want anybody thinking that I'm drinking or doing anything else. My image is that much to me. That's crazy. Just that much image meant that much to him. Did not want to. He's like, I don't want to hinder somebody's walk by seeing me do something that they think is contrary to what I profess to live. Mike would hit people and quote Bible scriptures. Like, it might get hit a little bit. That's a mind fuck. Somebody hit Mike would speak in tongues and pray so loud, and because he would read stories in the Bible, which are amazing stories. He's like, man, he's like, Samson killed 1,000 men with the jaw of a donkey when he was possessed by the Holy Spirit. If I can get that level of possession, I might be able to hit somebody and their clothes come off. That was what Mike was praying for. And he would hit you and then like say bless you or like pray over you. Like it's a mind fuck, man. It's crazy. But again, so like that's somebody that you never hear about. They never bring that because I don't know. I don't know why. But like they tell you that they need to be more Christians in sports when everybody prays. Mike light skin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he wasn't dark. Wasn't dark at all. But CJ Stroud is a guy that comes in. You won't see. It's just not cool because they can't do. Now here's the fucked up part. Here's why they won't. It doesn't fit the narrative. And not black or white. CJ Stroud, that you know what CJ Stroud does something incredible, and they bring up his father. His father's been doing 38, who got 38 years sentence. Dad ain't been in his life for quite some time. And they bring that up every time they get a chance. So that's why you won't hear about the stuff because of that. I'm just like, the people who need to know about it, I guess. And that's all that matters when it comes to that. Some of the best Christians I know are Muslims. And the reality is that you don't even know, like your faith is, that's why it's amazing when you see people who do have strong faith and they really believe and they do stuff like, because, it's cats that are going to play, that they're going to play, what was it? Hakeem Olajuwon should be respected way more than what he is, but he wasn't a Christian. He was a Muslim, but he would play during Ramadan. That means he can only eat before the sun comes out and when the sun goes down. And he's out here performing at a high level during Ramadan. I believe in Ramadan is never the same time. So some of the times one time it was during a playoff series, if I remember correctly. Don't kill me if I was wrong on that, but I do know it happens in the spring, typically. And I've trained a kid who was Muslim, who I had to do all kinds of special things for. You have to watch him because you can't even give him water unless that sun is down. Like that's so against their religious and their practices. But maybe Trevor not living right. Trevor's engaged. Trevor got married, and maybe he's doing some wild shit. Maybe that's why we're losing. But yeah, they put this is what NFL notifications put. Despite CJ Stroud dad being in prison for 38 years, he had a huge rookie season.
What?
That's the headline, dog.
So if you're
Unknown caller.
Despite CJ Stroud's father being in prison. Hello? What's up, man? You trying to get on real quick? We about to wrap up here in a second. All right, cool. Hold on, we'll get my guy. That's a wild headline. What's going on, bro?
Yeah, what's up?
All right. Good. What you got?
Yeah, just a quick question, man. We ain't gonna get nothing started with other folks, but I think it was like last year, year before last, when the fight was taking these transfers, people jumping on these spaces and jumping on where all uproar. And then, you know, they proved it on the field. So why, as we going in all this uproar again, and they done prove they can do it? It ain't like it's something new. They prove they can do it. So why we think that we gonna, you know, just make this uproar and they gonna listen to what we say? Listen, man, they the coaches. They evaluate these kids. They the coordinators. They know what they can do with these people. So when are people gonna learn? Just sit back and enjoy the night.
The devil's advocate right here. There
Okay.
is need to be critique, and I think it's a lot of people are like, so our argument, I say our, because I have this, is that if you, what you can't do in the high school recruiting ranks, the portal is there to make up for that. But the main argument is we should be better having a 10-3 and a 13-1 season, with the same coaches intact and a lot of other different things. And I'm not 100% in disagreement with it, and it's mainly for the same reason. We have mainly the same reasons. And the reason is because at the end of the day, the end goal is to win games. And now if the product dips below a reasonable expectation, say we go 7-6 next year, we need to have a whole offseason of fire under ass. Because we should have done it a different way. But if we're having this success, so like perfect example, there's a young man, Terrence Ferguson. I think I said his name right. Alabama. We have inroads and great relationships, and there's a great chance that we land him. If we get Terrence Ferguson and we get another top lineman with multiple years, that's just as good as getting a freshman that wasn't going to play. And, you know, same thing with the defensive ends we're bringing in, a lot of the stuff that we're bringing in. But two things, I think one of the things that people have a hard time realizing in disagreements is that multiple things can be true at the same time. We should be doing better in high school recruiting. We should be able to get a Justin Scott like what Miami got. We should not lose a Bain in the last hour. But Georgia's got more success with the KJ Bolden, but I think a lot of that comes with the proper relationships and understanding when to cut bait. We shouldn't lose those. That being said, I'm going to take Earl Little every day right now over KJ. Earl Little does way more for me today than what KJ Bolden does for me. And if I remember correctly, did Earl commit to us yet? Or are we just really looking high? I forgot.
He ain't committed yet, but it's looking at it.
But it's looking good. So, like, I think what happens is we double down and we take a stance, and that's the stance we feel. And one of the things I asked again, and again, I got no quarrels. People can believe what they believe. I said, what will satiate you? And sometimes we don't know what will satiate us. And that's just a lifestyle that's something that I will admit. I don't understand those things. Like, and I'll go in these spaces and I'll tell. I think I said that in the space yesterday when I was talking to one guy. It's because it's not just one guy; it's multiple guys. But I don't understand because I like to be happy. I don't know what tomorrow brings, but like, you know, shit. We go and do what we need to do. These next couple of weeks will be fine. I know next year. I know this.
Yeah.
2024, before anything, even with the top 3 class. Even thinking some of the stuff, I predicted we would win 10 games. And nothing that has happened with that schedule or who we face has made me feel like we're not a 10-win team.
Well, I don't think I say it, man. It's 10 toes with everything I say. I just don't like to be an emotional person. It just bothers me. I'm going to leave it at that.
I mean, I can agree. Earl Little did commit. I did. So thank you. King. So we did get it. So again, I'm not crying over KJ Bolden. because again, a lot of stuff that KJ Bolden, and appreciate that for the call. I don't like. There's no need to embellish when you actually have when you have really good truth. And I just can't believe some of the numbers that are going around and him not taking them numbers. Because I'm tell you this much right here. When it's my son's time and they're good and prayerfully they'll be good enough, we gonna take that money. Like if somebody comes to our door, Trey could be committed to Florida State until the national signing day could be December 15th, 2033. I think it's 2033 or 2032, one of them years. And if somebody comes and says we're going to offer Trey $3 million annually, and I get it on paper, like so I can make sure I can sue them if they don't give it to me, that's where the fuck we going. Like, because I'll give Florida State a chance to match it, but I would not be mad at Florida State for not matching that. That is what we call an overpayment, and there's nothing wrong with that. Man, that's a tough one, man. Maybe. The Brown kid that went to UC. Yeah, I don't know. That's one I don't understand. But we'll talk more about Florida State and their commitments. We'll try to do it. We'll do it like around 2:30. I'm gonna give me some lunch or something like that before I gotta go to or I may do it later before I go to the eye doctor. But there'll be a ton of Florida State stuff going on today. Remember, we got Sporadics at 8, I believe. We got a bunch of other different things going on. Did we miss out on that running back from Alabama? But anyways, we got Jalen Lucas that committed. We got a couple other guys that have committed as well. Good stuff with that. I'll leave you with this. If you're gonna get fired, right, you might as well go out in the manner in which you got to make it worth it, right? Atlanta Falcons were in the news because the score, New Orleans beat the fuck out of the Falcons. 48-10, if I remember correctly. Now, the last play was supposed to be victory formation. Jameis Winston decided, and the team decided, that they wanted to make sure that a guy got a touchdown. So Jameis went on ahead and they ran the ball on the end. It's the last thing. And it wasn't, the coach did not like that too much. I like to tell people it's not the kids anymore. It's the adults. Everybody says the kids are soft. Well, this is not, even though I run the score up in I-9 too, if I can. The professional sports is not about sportsmanship. I don't know what to tell you guys. Professional sports is about entertainment. Those are grown men. If their self-esteem is demolished because they lost a football game, then they probably shouldn't be playing the sport. But this is what the coach for the Falcons had to say. And it's a lot of false bravado, a lot of rigmarole, a lot of shit talking, and to do absolutely nothing. But here's how he felt about that last touchdown. He said, that's fucking bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. Didn't want to shake his hand. So my thing is, you're really upset. He seems really upset. Yeah. He feels that way. Probably a little bit more to it than the situation than just that. And it was a lot more to it. Once midnight hit the clock, I'll just show the next graphic, please. This is what happened to that young man. And I personally believe the results on the field is going to get you fired. They didn't show sportsmanship to him here. If I'm going to get fired and he truly felt the way he felt, make it worth it. Might as well swing on the motherfucker. If you feel that strongly, punch him. But you don't. And my message to everybody, he had 100% responsibility in that ass whipping that the Atlanta Falcons took. If you don't like it, don't let the other team score 48 points. You know, those guys work hard, just like your guys work hard. And yeah, the victory formation is supposed to be a formation of saying we're submitting, but don't let them score. Every offensive play, including victory, is set up to score. Every defensive play is set to stop, especially formation, is set to stop the offense from scoring. I hate hearing people bitch about that. Put your guys in a better position to win the game. Tell your guys to not quit and go on vacation too early. And you'll never be in this situation, though. But check this out. Appreciate everybody for being here with me for these couple hours, listening to us chop it up with sports. We are now officially 820 subscribers away from the 5,000 goal. Please continue to go push the like button. Subscribe, tell friends to tell friends. To continue to do that so that we can continue to do our giveaways. Please consider becoming a member, becoming a greenie. Checking us out with that. We'll continue to drop more exclusive content. We'll be doing more FSU content. We'll be doing some more Jaguars content and NFL breakdowns as well. On that note, appreciate you guys. Have a great Monday, and we'll see you guys later this afternoon. Or if you're just here for the BS, we'll see you guys on Wednesday.